So it's the series decider that we are going to be witnessing tomorrow. It's going to be a game in Paul. It's going to be quite a difficult match. I think both teams are going to probably be up for it and up for it from regards to winning the series. It gives us a lot of things to talk about because we're going to be able to see where South Africa is and where the next steps they're going to be when they're going forward and moving forward and trying to build a one day team for that World Cup in 2027. So there are a couple of names already that have put up their hand and really shown what they are capable of and whether they can handle the pressures of international cricket coming from the domestic scene. I am a little bit disappointed that we haven't gotten to see certain guys yet, and I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow that can take place. I don't think shifting the guys that I want to see get an opportunity into the team will be too much of to our detriment, particularly because of who hasn't performed so far in the series. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to kick off the show with Tony Rizorzi's presser and see what he had to say after the game, after that maiden 100 that he scored. Fantastic 100, of course, from Tony Rizorzi in this particular match, yesterday's match, in difficult conditions. It was also in the coast, which is a massive positive because spinners generally do well in the coast. So I think that we're going to discuss everything that has to do with this particular game. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things that I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, I'd like you guys to please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen right now, as well as in the description. And as you guys know, we have recently launched something very exciting for all you business people out there and entrepreneurs, etc. We have launched the Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner. Why did we set it up? Well, we've set it up the Business Corner to help you market your business products and services effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. And you have now the perfect place for you to see our strategy and what we want to offer and how we can help you reach a cricket audience. We are the only viable option for you to do so effectively and affordably. So go ahead, subscribe here, sign up, set up a meeting, a conversation, start a conversation with us, and we can help you achieve all your dreams and all your goals that you are trying to achieve when it comes to marketing in this digital age. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm looking forward to discussing this with you guys. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the third ODI between South Africa and India. And it's going to be an interesting one, seeing that we're going to be playing in Paul. It is generally a place that is quite flat. I do see perhaps two spinners being operated over here, given what we've seen in Paul over recent times in the four-day competition. The spinners have had some decent purchase on the wicket. Like, for example, Sia Mahima and Sean Van Berg have generally done really well. So we might see Shamsi come into the side for maybe Lazard Williams or one of the other bowlers, maybe Vian Mulder out is a possibility as well. So the main thing that we have to look at over here is probably how we're going to be setting up. And I do think that it's time for us to maybe see Calverena. I don't think it will harm anybody. I mean, Rassie van der Dussen has done had a duck in the first game, second game, he went out on 35, or 30 odd, but he did a good job of trying to help and steer Tony de Zorzi towards that 100 and South Africa close to a victory. So he did play his part, but I think it's time that we can give someone like Alvarez opportunity, I think it would be good for him to also get some cricket under his belt before the Test series, because the Test series against India is going to be very, very important. So I do think that it's an opportunity for us to see Alvarez, what he can offer. I think he should play in this ODI series. That's the one change I'd like to see. And perhaps I'd like to see also Mkhlane Mapungwana get an opportunity, perhaps in place of Vian Mulder. And then maybe we can take Lazard Williams out and add the extra spinner into Bray Shamsi. Nandre Berger is fantastic. Mkhlane will add extra pace. And we will also be able to see then the two spinners in operation, perhaps even a spinning option of Aiden Markram as well. I think that's also another option that we can throw into the mix. But I want to start this off by, let's just see also what the weather conditions will be in Paul, because that also determines a lot with regards to the pitch and how it's going to play. If it is baking, then I would definitely say it's going to be 33 degrees tomorrow in Paul. Going to be very, very hot, no precipitation. Right through the game, it will be extremely hot. We'll see 26 degrees going into 25 degrees right through the evening. So it is a day night game starting at 1 o'clock. So we'll have the highs of 33 right through 32, 26. It will be hot the entire night. So I don't think necessarily batting first, bowling first, it shouldn't um, really matter too much, I don't think. Although the more the wicket bakes, the more spin I think will be an offer. Generally, a very flat wicket in Paul, good for batting in general. So we're going to have to wait and see what's going to be taking place with regards to that. I've given you my lineup and what I think should happen. And I would like to read out your comments a little bit later to see what you guys have to say about that too. But let's first and foremost let's listen and react to Tony De Zorzi's presser after he scored that maiden century. I think that is a brilliant place to start because it will give us some insight and an idea of what what type of player he is and also what type of mindset he has when it comes to cricket and international cricket. Now that he has scored a massive milestone, I mean, he's gotten a couple of 20s in the past and not maybe converted, but he had he got the opportunity yesterday to really score a massive 100, and I was very impressed with his performance. So let's listen to what he had to say.
The team this evening. Just describe that innings firstly. You know, the atmosphere, playing in front of the band, and obviously scoring your maiden ODI century. That must be pretty special.
Yeah, I think I'll start with the band. Like you said, they kind of provide the atmosphere. They were going the whole day. And they obviously the crowd kind of picks up when you on 49 and 98 there. It was quite a special feeling. People singing and screaming your name and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not really used to it, so it was quite cool. And to be fair, they supported us throughout the day, really. And I think it's a perfect place to come when you need to bounce back and you want to feel like you're at home, I reckon.
Yeah, just take us through that bowling innings. We obviously held things together quite nicely. Talk about conditions firstly, and you know what it was that we tried to do to restrict the Indians to the score that we did.
Yeah, I think Sai batted quite well. Nandre and BZ were quite good with the new ball. And I think what was crucial was that we were able to strike in the middle. And I think when you have Kesh and Aiden as your spinners, you give yourself the best opportunity to squeeze. Even though there was a bit of a partnership in the middle, the run rate never went over 5. So we were able to keep them in our grass or whatever. So when we did strike, and it went bang bang, kind of went like that. So I think everything Aiden and the bowlers kind of did today worked out, and the plans that they came up with were really good.
Yeah, that's something that we have to really celebrate is the way that we approached our bowling. I think our bowling was fantastic, and they kept good lines and lengths consistently, particularly Nandre, Bjorn Hendricks. And the spinner Kesh was fantastic yesterday again, always showing that he is a phenomenal bowler under pressure. And he came to the party again. And it's good to see Tony De Zorzi's understanding. You can really hear his understanding and his thought process when it comes to cricket, and when it comes to his way of thinking when it comes to the game. Absolutely spot on. You can see that he captained the Cobras before, Western Province before, and that he has a captaincy within him. So somewhere there down the line, perhaps. So I think he is someone that we can maybe put a little asterisk next to his name for as a future captain, perhaps. Let's continue.
Give us your understanding of the role of an opening batsman and then also the importance of today's opening partnership, which I believe was recorded.
Yeah, I think Reza and I complemented each other quite nicely. Obviously, he's a senior in the team and someone I look up to, so he was speaking to me quite a bit on the field just about plans and what the guys were doing and what he felt would be the best way to kind of counter that and keeping things simple. And I think when the ball's moving around like it was, it's important that both of us, one of us at least, tries to stay in. And luckily, we were both able to do that, just to make sure that we look after the guys coming in and making it easier for them. So like someone like Rassi can come in and play his game. So I'm glad we were able to do that.
And we obviously move on to Paul now. You are from the Western Cape, Western Province, so you are kind of familiar with the ball and park conditions. Could you tell us what kind of wicket you'll be expecting, and do you feel that there could be any changes to this team this season?
I'm not too sure about the changes. That's above my pay grade, but I think the conditions we'll kind of see when we get there, and we'll pick the team accordingly. Luckily, we have a pretty experienced group and guys that are able to adapt. So whatever's thrown at us, I'm pretty sure our guys will be able to counter it.
It's a pity he never really mentioned what he saw previously in these particular games at Paul and what he expects. I know it will change on the day, and I know a lot of factors on the morning you will have to have a look. But I think that was a good answer from him. Although the adaptability didn't show in that first game, but they did definitely come back and show it in the second. So, and you can see by the fans' reactions to the way they batted and the way they adapted that it is possible for you to adapt your game, and the fans won't be too crazy if the conditions are for that. And sometimes you need to put in that type of performance, a grindy performance, try and um, see out the wicket, see off the new ball, and then go and attack. But a very important thing when it's a tricky wicket is for, like he mentioned, one batter to play right through and try to survive until the end. Tony D'Souza was brilliant at doing that yesterday.
Thank you very much, UTC. Congratulations, Chef. Tony, can you just walk us through the celebration? I've seen you also celebrate the milestone like that down in Cape Town with the Western Province. Was Chef cooking today?
Yes, and it's more for a friend of mine that had to stop playing cricket. Back in the day when I was at Tux, and his name is Roger. He's alive as well, so I don't want people to think he's not with us. And he used to just call me the source. So he asked me long ago, but that's why, like you said, I've done it at Province a few times. So it's kind of for him as like a thing because he can't play anymore. And I suppose some people also say it as the guy's cooking, but I'll let the guys run with that as well.
That celebration, guys.
Hi, Jimmy, and well done.
Thanks.
Great to know. I mean, great to observe you and make such an impression to that format, and now you're coming here and done it so well as well. What are the conversations like around, your role and where the administration is, how does it kind of see you fitting in, and especially as an opener in the London format? Like, has there been any kind of longer term talk?
No, the talk is more just obviously trying to do what I do in the team. Coach and JP have encouraged me to be myself and having the platform or base to do that. And as an opener, trusting my skill set. And then obviously Rob's gratefully, he's given me 2 opportunities against India. And then it's up to me just to kind of take it. I think there's no need to have too many conversations about the future. Just kind of go with it. And then it's on me to take the opportunity.
Yeah, I don't think Tony's going to be a type of guy that's going to change his game too much. Whenever I've spoken to him and asked him about his style of play and the way he plays the game, etc., he's always mentioned to me that he plays his style of cricket a certain way, and that's how he's going to continuously play his style of cricket. But I do think his ability with the bat and the way he plays does suit South Africa perfectly. I think at the top of the order, he can attack and score quick runs like we saw in the first game, but he can also take it long and bat deep. So this adaptability is key. That's always been the key to our batting. I've always said that. I've always said that we need to learn how to adapt our game. That is modern day cricket for me. Being able to adapt to different conditions, because the conditions will obviously determine still. No matter how you can come into a game with a predetermined game plan and style of play and the way you want to face things and the way you want to go about your business, adaptability will still be there because conditions will always be there. That's something that is always going to affect the game, and that's what makes cricket such an amazing game, is because those type of things do affect the game and the outcome of the game.
Wonderfully well played, Tony.
Thank you.
Sure. I just wondered, we've seen two pretty one-sided games, I suppose, in Johannesburg. India were well on top. Here, you guys were well on top. Why do you think that is? In the space of a few days and pretty much the same teams, why have we seen such one-sided games?
I think firstly, we are a really good team. Obviously, I'm new in here, so I think good teams can have one or two bad performances. I think that's part of the game. But in saying that, our team is quite resilient. Even just watching from the outside, the conversations are always positive, and I think the guys were confident that we would be able to, get back in our stride. I can't give you a reason as to why there can be such polarizing performances from both teams. But I think it also shows you that the teams are both high-quality teams as well.
Thanks, Delphin. Zakia, then Nathan, and then we'll take any last follow-up questions.
Congratulations, gentlemen, from Century. We've seen you guys take a positive brand to really technically attack the bowlers. Is that something that you've come here with because you saw you counter-attack the Wanderers and again today, even being a tough team, you're positive. Is that something that you very much want to bring to the national fold, playing that attacking brand?
I try my best to. I think that's what Rob has also asked of me. I'm still learning in doing that. Like you said, at the Wanderers, there's obviously things I can get better at to try extend that attacking form or whatever you want to call it. Yes, obviously I'd like to play that brand, but you've got to have the conditions and to suit it and be able to adapt, because on some days you won't be able to just whack it from ball one. So yeah, I'll always try my best to be positive. That's what's been asked of me, and that's our mantra as a team, to always try our best to find the positive option, as they call it in our batters chat. So today it worked for me, but I'm sure on another day it could be any one of our guys.
Thanks, Zakia. We're going to go to Nathan for those, and then Chad.
May I ask two questions or just keep to one?
Yeah, if you can keep it to one, just because there are a couple of games after you, so just one, please.
Sure. Tony, a very short turnaround for you guys. They decided for probably looking to implement for you guys here today on Thursday. And how much prep do you guys actually put in with such a short turnaround?
I think with the short turnaround, there's not a whole lot. I think the guys that maybe haven't played today or played a couple of games before, whatever, will try to come to the ground early and that kind of stuff. But most of the prep is basically around analysis work with Matty, who's really good at what he does and finding out information on the different grounds, and then giving guys enough time to kind of absorb that stuff.
Thanks, Nathan. For those.
Tony, can you just talk a little bit about the pacing of this innings? I mean, we saw what the Wanderers, the Indian seamers are already through their lines and legs can be quite challenging. How did you feel that you could pace yourself against them today in slightly different conditions?
Yeah, like you said, they're quite a skillful attack. I think once the ball starts to swing, I think it really suits them and their skill set. Particularly, Arshdeep is really good when the ball's swinging, and he bowled well today again. So I think, it's just important to find your options on the wicket. Some reason I will do it differently, as I'm sure people saw, and you just got to trust that. And I suppose they are also human, so they will miss, and you've got to back yourself that you'll be able to capitalize on that.
Thanks for those. Chad.
Hi Tony, congrats on the maiden ton.
Thanks.
Take us through the feeling of getting that milestone just wearing a protea on your chest. How different does that feel, especially in front of a crowd like you played in front of today?
Yeah, I think I luckily we played at St George's during that 2020 comp when all the games were here and the band was here and stuff. So there was a little bit of a vibe, the domestic 2020, and then obviously it is a little bit different, like you said, when you're playing for South Africa. They go the whole day and everyone's kind of behind you. It is a different feeling, taking your helmet off, having people sing your name, and you're looking towards the player's box or whatever you call it, and it's for South Africa. Those are maybe things you never thought you would do. So, yeah, it's obviously special. I wasn't going to tear up when it was happening, so but I was very excited. There was a full flood of emotions. I thought it might not look good to cry, so I went the other way. So yeah, it was cool.
Thanks. We'll go to Talpa, then go to Records again.
Maybe you said on the TV a couple of minutes ago that you're not sure whether your mother would watch it. And I just wanted to find out whether you've heard from her yet, and how are you going to tell her if you haven't heard from her yet?
I haven't heard from her yet because I haven't got my phones yet. So, but I'm assuming by now she would have found out. I mean, if she hasn't, then she's drifting. I'm hoping she's she's with it a little bit.
How would you just, when she calls or whatever she does, what are you going to say to her?
Well, she'll probably be in tears, and then she'll probably talk about the rest of her day and how work was and stuff like that. It'll keep it normal. She's probably my, what do you say, your anchor to keep you grounded. So she won't let me get ahead of myself, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, I'll just speak her through the emotions. I'm sure hopefully she'll be proud, and hopefully the rest of my family and friends are too.
Yeah, we are.
Thanks, Talbot. So here, and then
Fans are very proud of you as well.
Tony, obviously good mates with Nanda Eagle here as well today. But you also got a 1.1 million rand deal with the daughter with it. So thanks on you for celebrating with Nanda tonight.
so here, can you just repeat that?
I said, Tony, I said Nanda worked the ball very well today. But he also got a 1.1 million rand deal with that stud. So thanks on you to celebrate the time tonight.
Definitely. Nandre, I didn't know that, but yes, he needs to use that money on the team because we helped him. So guys took the catches and stuff, so I hope he gives back to
Sorry, I'll say that again.
So here, can you
know that, but yes, he needs to use that money on the team because we helped him get there. So guys took the catches and stuff, so I hope he gives back to the guys. I'm also his roommate when we're on tour, so I'm expecting something from him because I've offered support. Sure.
thanks again, go ahead, Priya.
Thank you. Just to follow up on the preparation and the short time span between matches, we obviously know how important physical conditioning and physical preparation is, or mental rather, but if you could speak about the importance of the physical side of preparations with games being 1 or 2 days apart.
Yeah, I think obviously it's also, I imagine it's a bit tougher for the bowlers. Obviously they got to get through all their work, and that's where the guys like Sizwe and Rubes come in. Moodle, sorry, to kind of get the guys in the ice baths, all that kind of stuff, massages, and I think the guys are really, really well conditioned, and that's why they're able to perform after 150 over the next day and come back and play at a high intensity, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in Paul as well.
How do you, if you could tell us how you use that time to prepare, what is it that you do in that
We'll do like pool sessions, ice baths, massages. Obviously, you've got to eat and drink the right stuff. And then I think sleep is also important. I'm not a nutritionist though, so I can't give you like a proper set out plan. But there are basics that obviously everyone follows. And it's a high performance environment, and the guys are expected to kind of do that.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm very happy with that. I think he spoke boldly, he spoke straight up, and I've always liked the way he speaks. I mean, we've had plenty of interviews in the past and conversations off the field. So I've always known what Tony had to offer and what he was capable of. And I'm happy to see that he's finally gotten his opportunity, and he's obviously rewarded the selectors for his particular performances. Okay, so let me get into your live chat and see what you guys have to say. Lauren says, half 1 out of 2 questions. Not the biggest of games in the grand scheme of things tomorrow, but winning a series against any India side is quite big in its own right. A perfect opportunity for Rob and Aiden to take the option of chasing in a series decider. We know that's been our Achilles heel in many tournaments, so perfect time to use that strategy, in my opinion. Yep, it is very important that we start building momentum on learning how to chase better. Blitz says Paul is going to be hot. Yeah, extremely hot. 35 degrees, 33 degrees is going to be a scorcher. Anyone who wins toss will most likely bat first. Most likely, yes. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the opposition. I didn't think I mentioned that at the top of the game, of the show, where when you batting, when you out there fielding the entire day in that heat, it does take a toll on you. You could see in the World Cup how many teams, like for example, when South Africa played England, it was a strange decision for them to allow South Africa to bat first, and it really put them under pressure. Players started cramping up, etc. So let's see what happens with the toss tomorrow, and with Aiden, will go that direction. Lawrence says, agreed, Khalid, picking an experienced and domestic test player would hardly make our team any weaker per se. Do I think we'll see changes to our top six is another question, because I very much doubt it. In Verena, he says. Um, like I've already mentioned it, I said what I would like to see. I would obviously like to see Carl Verena get a chance. Blitz Up says, has Verena ever played ODI for Proteas? Verena in the class and because he can wicket keep. Yes, he has played ODIs in the past. He's even had a half century. He's actually scored a half century against Australia in Paul. I was there for that particular match to witness it live. So Calvarena has had opportunities in ODI cricket and he's proven himself. So that's why it's strange to me that he hasn't gotten his opportunity quite yet, and he hasn't been in more ODI sides. He's played 12 games, he averages 41, and he has a strike rate of 84 with four half centuries. So his record in ODIs is extremely good. So it is strange that he hasn't gotten more opportunities, because out of that and test matches, he averages more in the ODI format. Tushar, guys, what's an update on Kagiso's availability? We haven't heard an update quite yet. We probably will after this third ODI. We'll probably get one. There is rumors that he is injured. Well, was injured or is injured, so we'll have to wait and monitor his well-being ahead of the Test series. Tony Rizzosi will become a popular figure in South African cricket, not just because of his batting, but because of the infectious personality he has. I would encourage people to follow his socials. He's hilarious. He is extremely funny. Record opening stand in PE, by the way. Both did really well getting through the new ball. Yes, I was very complimentary on my review about that. Ayanda says, now then, do we try Carl and Bartman in the decider? Now, Bartman's injured. He's been ruled out of the ODI series, like I said yesterday in the review show. But I would like to see Carl Verena get an opportunity, and perhaps even Mukhlani Mapungwana. With Tony doing well yesterday, it slightly just calmed the SA public since we lost Quinton de Kock. Just shows that there's life without Quinny. We just need to back our younger guys. And yes, that's true. We need to back our younger guys. And that's why I want to see our younger guys be mixed up with our experienced players, so that they can learn from them and gain some experience from them mentally, and how they approach the game is also very important. PG3 says it was a tough pitch, but both openers showed their resilience. I was more disappointed on Quinton Cox's retirement from Test than white ball. He could have been the best wicketkeeper batsman in a red ball. Yeah, I was also very disappointed. I think it was premature, but we have to respect Quinny's decision and what he wants to do. Lawrence says, Khalid, I told you before when you reacted to a VP interview of Tony, this guy just speaks like a leader. Our leadership future with Markram and Tony is bright. We definitely won't miss out there. BG3 says, Riza playing now, just showing what we were missing last couple of years. Hope Temba would focus on red ball. Good luck to Temba for the red ball game. Definitely. Ayanda said he used to be nice with a fade haircut. PG3 says the best thing seen while Tony getting his maiden ton was seems like the whole team got got that team. Good to see the team culture after Boucher Saga. Waiting for the Red Bull series should be a cracker. Ayanda said it's going to be tough trying out new players in the decider. If we play Carl Verena, where does he bat? Well, I think he can bat at 4. I think Aiden Markham can move up to 3. I think he can also maybe bat 5 if you take Heinrich Klaassen out of the team. But I don't think it's really experimenting when it comes to Calvert. He has 12 ODIs under his belt. I think he'll be perfectly fine. He's coming off great form, winning a trophy for Western Province for the first time in 8 years. So, and captaining and scoring 100 in the final. So, I don't think it will be too much of a risk playing Calvert at all. I think you'll fit right in, move right in, and play his game like we expect him to. So, I'm not really concerned about that at all. BG3 Nandre got an IPL deal. Khalid, any comment? Yeah, it's interesting that when a team plays against India then and does well, they generally speaking, the IPL contract comes along the way. So it just shows that they do obviously check those games, and I think they like the fact that he can swing the ball and his left arm, and he has good Yorkers in him. That's the one thing that I'm really enjoying about Nandre Burger, the fact that he hasn't been shy to try Yorkers. That's something that is part of his game, and I really am enjoying it. Ronnie said the first thing he told me in the post-match interview was that he hoped his mom watched. That got me. Shows me he's in solid or on solid ground, and has the purpose when he goes out to play. 100%. And yeah, we know that he has a good relationship with his mom. Um, and it is very important to have that in this life. What will we do out there without our mothers? Eh? So it's very important that we do that. So yeah, BG3 said Nanda just reminded me young Mitch Stark of 2012. I don't want to be comparing, but Nanda Berg is a fantastic bowler. I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time because he's been completely hassled by injuries in the past. So many injuries in the past. And now we've seen that he's finally had a full season free of injuries. So I'm hoping that this is going to be the turnaround in his life and his career. We did an exclusive interview with Nandre Berger on this channel. I think we're the only one that's done a video interview with him since he's gotten his call up. So go and watch that. You'll get to know him very well, his background, how he got into cricket, how his journey went. It's all on this channel in the exclusive section. So please go watch that. It will give you a lot of insight. I spoke to him about basically everything in his life up till now. Lawrence and Rousseau and Gerald with some huge IPL contacts rolling in the money. Laugh out loud. Very true. And also Tristan Stubbs getting picked up as well, but not for a lot of money though. I think it's only 100,000 Rand, I think, if I convert it. So yeah, but Gerald could see getting a massive contract, which is good to see. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Very important that you do so. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers and we're not far away. So please go and subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. So go ahead and do so. We are going to be a little bit late probably with the review show after the game tomorrow because obviously the game is in Paul, so it is quite far away. So having to drive back again in time to be able to kind of give you guys a live show because I can't do it from the stadium. Connection is not always that great to do it there. So I'd have to probably come back and do that after the game. So just be patient with me. I'll be live as soon as possible. But thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care. Enjoy your rest of your evening, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.